So let's say you love the last one, but you have a little bit bigger tow vehicle. Maybe now you can tow 5,000 pounds. Still looking for something mainly built for two, but a little more space, something with a slide out, right? Start opening this space up. Well, that's exactly what we have here. This is the 2021 Jay Flight 183RB. It's still a rear bath floor plan, as I mentioned, mainly a couples layout, but we add a little weight. We're now up to 3,250 pounds dry. But part of that is because, again, you get the slide out. And this really is what opens this space up and, allows people to move by each other easily. If you have a dog that comes with you, now you have a space, where they can kind of lay and you don't have to step over them to get from one side of the camper to the other. So definitely a lot to love in this one right here. And the coolest part about it is this one is actually starting at $1,000 more is all than the last one. So, it's not necessarily about the floor plan, right? And yes, it obviously does make a difference, but again, it's about tow vehicle. You have to know what you can tow to know what you can get. And if you ever need help, folks, that's what we're here for. Please reach out to us here at Camping World. We'll be happy to help you out, figure out exactly what you can tow, where you're at, and be able to make sure we find a great RV for you. Now, let's go ahead and hop into the 183. And again, kind of like we had in the last one, you will see they used a similar setup for the kitchen. You have a single basin sink. You have a 2-burner cooktop, and that allows for all of this prep space right here. You, of course, will also notice your electrical outlet is there, so it's a perfect spot for a coffee maker. It's also where your TV will go because, again, you have the TV hookups with the 12-volt if you have a 12-volt TV, or, if you have 120, you will definitely just plug it right into there, but your cable, everything else will be located there. Also, kind of similar, right? We have our tank monitoring panel right here. And once again, the water heater does run off both propane and electric. Up top, you'll see some storage there. On both sides, you have the microwave, the hood underneath, then the multimedia center on this one is right over here, but same deal. A couple different zones. This one is also Bluetooth capable. Now, you will see another electrical outlet over to the side. It's a little bit tougher as far as what you would use that for as far as the kitchen goes, because, you probably have to pull the cord over here to where your space is. But if you have like a vacuum or something that you bring with you, or you just need to charge a cell phone, that's an excellent spot for it, assuming you want it in the kitchen, right? Maybe you're making a recipe and you want to be able to read the recipe. You need to plug your tablet in. Well, you can do it there, especially if this one is taken up by a coffee maker and a TV, right? Maybe you need that one. So it is nice to be able to have the options. Once again, underneath, you will see space for a trash can. Right next to that is our direct vent furnace, and once again, same style fridge with the drop-down freezer compartment. Now, as we go in the back, we talked a little bit about having a sink, right? And as I said, instead of getting the mud closet, the bathroom would extend across the entire back, and that's exactly what we have here. You'll also notice I have more space. When you have a bigger bathroom, I have more space to sit down in the toilet. My knees aren't crammed at all. I have great shoulder space here. My toilet paper holder, it will be right there. So when the door is shut, it's very easy to grab. I don't have to do one of these turn moves and have it behind me where I have to do yoga to grab it, right? Super simple and easy. Over to this side is the tub shower. Step right in here. Once again, at 6 foot tall, thanks to that skylight, you can see here that I can fully stand up, right? I have plenty of room. I can be 6'1", maybe 6'2", at least 6'1", to be able to stand in here without having to bend down. And then across the other way, you will see here is a linen closet, so good additional storage space in the bathroom. You have a bigger bathroom. You lose a mud closet, but you gain a linen closet. Big countertop here as well, so plenty of room on that, which is awesome. Electrical outlet there, your hand towel ring, and then some additional storage underneath. Now, as we step out of the bathroom here, we'll move out into the main living area. And this, again, is kind of the big selling point of this floor plan, which is the fact that you get a slide out. And you'll see that the dinette is in the slide out, and that dinette is raised. And this is pretty common when you're talking about smaller RVs. So just dropping some quick knowledge on you. When you talk about flush floor slides, right, and that is when the slide right here is the same level as the floor, in order to do that, you have to do something with the slide mechanism. And so a lot of times that you have to bring the floor up to the level of that slide so you can have that mechanism underneath and still have it flush. Well, when you bring that up, that's going to raise the overall height of the unit. And because this is lightweight, it's meant to be towed by, you know, like a mid-size SUV that can tow 5,000 pounds. You don't want this thing skyrocketing up in the air, or you're going to get a bunch of headwind, right? As you're driving down the road, that wind is just going to be, you know, it's going to be like a big wall above your tow vehicle, and it's going to make towability a little bit worse. And again, it's a very small step. It is easy to get up here. You will see there's plenty of room for 4 people here as well, which is great. And I love that the table actually mounts to the wall right here. It attaches there. And obviously you can take that off so you can drop this down into an additional sleeping space. See, this RV can sleep 3 pretty comfortably. The last one was 2. This one is 3 again fairly easily. Now, you probably won't get an adult to sleep here, but if you have a little one, you have a kid, something like that, it's a great bed. You just got to make sure you make it up every night. And if you don't want to make up a dinette or make up a sofa every night, that's when we start getting into bunk models, which we'll see a little bit later. But the reason I like the fact it's attached here is because it's very stable, right? I mean, you can see that, yes, it wiggles a little bit on this end, but it's very stable here. You don't have to worry about anything falling off. Sometimes the pedestal tables, you get a little more wiggle in there. You also noticed, again, a big window. We talked about how important windows are in a smaller RV. It helps bring in a lot of light, and that window does a great job. And obviously, you can open that up for some airflow, too, if you don't want to run the AC. And once again, if we take a look at that AC, it is, again, that roof-mounted 13,500 BTU. Another great thing about this one is you will see they went with the solar option. So normally it is prepped for solar. We saw that before, but as an option, you can get the solar controller and a 100-watt panel on the roof, and that's exactly what this one has. So, it's already trickle charging the battery. You don't have to worry about, hooking up a separate solar panel or bringing it with you or anything like that. It just makes life nice and easy. And again, we talk about windows. We have windows on both sides for all that natural light, storage all the way across the top. And if you drop down, you will notice in this one, we get an actual bed, a Serta mattress. So rather than having to make up a dinette as your main bed, this one, right, you get the mattress here, which is phenomenal. A lot of people, this is a big selling point. They want, a fixed bed. But again, you have to have the tow vehicle to be able to do it. Otherwise, you're looking at, some lighter weight options. And this one still, as I said, if you can tow 5,000 pounds, you can tow this one no problem. Another thing is we open this up. Look at all that storage underneath, and you will see that you have access from the camp side as well. So plenty of storage right there, a couple different access points, which is great. And as I said, folks, remember, this one right here is starting at $17,495, which is only $4.32 a day. If you're interested in this one, if you're like, yes, this is the one, I can tow it, I love the slide, I love the space, my husband and I, or my wife and I are just gonna love it. All you have to do to take advantage of that pricing is text the word RV to 46642, and that will lock in the pricing for you. Let's take a quick walk outside here. We'll shoot some of the outside features. Again, we start to get a little bit bigger. You'll see some things definitely are going to repeat themselves, like the power awning, right? Power awning, LED light strip. You have the Solaris speakers, and once again, when that is out, it's playing that music down on the campsite, not out at your neighbors. You get that Magnum truss roof system on there, so beautiful construction. Moving forward, we'll move all the way up here. You will see you get a 30-pound propane tank. This, again, is pretty uncommon. A lot of times, right, you'll get a 20. Well, we went ahead and got a 30 for you there, so you have more propane. You will also notice spot for your batteries, diamond plating on the front, helping to protect that front end from any rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. As we come around to this side, we'll see this right here, which is that same storage we saw when we were inside underneath the bed, right? Great storage right there, very easy to get to, a couple different access points to it. Our main entryway, talk about the door here, a couple quick things, because this is something, if you haven't been RVing in a while or you never have before, a couple things I like about the screen. Back, when I was growing up, we didn't have a handle out here. So to open the screen, you would have to kind of get in here and jiggle the handle and try to make it open. And RV manufacturers are like, well, that's a pain, why do that? So now you just have this, makes it super simple and easy to open and close. That just latches right into place, and boom, just like that, it shuts, you are good to go. Another thing that is important on this one is this one uses the keyed-alike system, and that's something that not all RV manufacturers do. And what that is it's security, right? It's peace of mind. For the longest time, and a lot of RV manufacturers still do this, they use what is called a 751 key for all your storage compartments. And the problem with the 751 key is if you buy a Jayco and it has the 751, that's the exact same key as someone that buys, a Cougar that has a 751, right? Not that either of those manufacturers use them, but still, every single 751 key was the same. And so that becomes a security problem because your stuff, even if you lock it, if someone else has that key, it's really not safe. The key to like system is unique to the individual trailer. So this compartment right here, as well as the door, both will use that same key, and it will only open the compartments on this trailer. If someone else has, another 183RB, their key won't work on yours. It will only work on theirs. So that's, again, a great peace of mind to have. You have the larger grab handle, makes it nice and easy. It gives you that control when you're entering or exiting the RV. It's nice and strong, it's sturdy. Love that. And this is too cool. With the Baja package, take a look at that ground clearance you get. I mean, that thing is lifted. Everyone talks about lifted trucks. Why have that when you can have a lifted RV, right? Or maybe you have a lifted truck and a lifted RV. Now we're talking. You want to do some off-roading? Hey, you got the capability to do it. You'll also see here that you have electrical outlet in case you need to plug anything in. It probably should talk about if you do go off-roading, doing boondocking. Again, you have the solar package on this one. You have the higher ground clearance. You're looking at 20-gallon tanks all the way around for fresh black and gray. Coming around to the back, let's say you're doing a bunch of off-road and you accidentally blow a tire, no problem. You have a spare right here. It is on the back. It is very easy to access. You don't have to worry about getting down on your hands and knees or anything like that underneath the trailer. Just pop it right off, put it on, and you are all set. Now remember, folks, we've seen a couple, Jayco Jay Flight SLX 7s. Both of these are lighter weight, and that's a big thing right now. If you have a smaller vehicle, not necessarily a smaller vehicle, but if you have an SUV, you don't want to go out and buy a half-ton, three-quarter, one-ton truck, these are great RV options. You're going to want to take advantage of the show pricing we have right now. All you have to do is text the word RV to 46642 to lock in that price of $4.32 a day.